Hello everyone, my name is Ravindra and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are seeing the collections function in the Power Automate. We are covering all the functions. We are covering all the collection functions or array functions. There are total 14 functions are there. We are covering in depth. We also see the practical example as well as theoretical definition as well. If you not watch our previous video, regarding the Power Automate course, I will recommend you to go through this series and learn something new. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel as well. So let's go and start our video. Day 8 of our series. In this, for learning purpose, we are taken the get item action. If you not learn this, so for this also we are creating a CRUD operation with SharePoint. So I will recommend that video as well to go through it. So we are getting all the items that are present in this list, okay, and we are performing operation on it. So we already see the chunk function. What it basically does, it splits string or a collection or an array, or in this case this list, in an equal length. So let's we pass here the use your chunk function. Let's pass the dynamic content body value. So this is an array we are passing, and we will pass an chunk. We want the two parts of that entire array, okay. So group of two, and let's run this flow here. So we'll get the two arrays here with elements two. So our flow is now running. Let's ignore the warning. Let's I go to the chunk. So you can see, friends, the first array is this one, okay. I selecting this. So in this we have the first two records, okay. Here you can see it is the second record started, and from this it is the first record. So we getting the two arrays here with the two chunks, okay. I hope you understand the chunk function. Let's go to the our next function. So now we have the contains function. So what basically contain function does, okay, if you want to find, okay, like in this SharePoint we have Sanika, Swapnali, Kalyani, Akshada. So the Sanika name is present in this entire array or not, if you want to check, okay. So we can use the contain expression here, okay, function. So let's we use here contains. So let's we go to the dynamic content and use your array, okay. If you pass, friends, array directly in the contents, in that case if you are searching some string, it might give a false result, okay. So it is always recommend to use the string function, okay. Inside string function you convert that array into a string format, and then you can search the value like Sanika. So you will get always true result. So let's we see what result we are getting. It is just best practice to use the wrap our array into an string, so we will get the accurate result. So we have done, and let's see what output we are getting. So we are getting the true because in our list we have the Sanika name available with us, okay. So now let's go to the next function. So next function is the first. So in this array, okay, in this list I want the Sanika first row, okay. So by using this first function we can take the first row from an array. So let's we go and use here. Let's go and click on the power fx. Use here first. Let's go to the dynamic content. Let's pass here an array. If we use comma, so nothing is we have. So let's click on the add. Let's click on the test manually. So if you see friends in the output, we are getting the first row only. We are getting record, okay, not an array. You can see friends, it is represented by the curly brackets. Now let's go to our next function. So next function is empty. It checks array is empty or not. So let's we go to the compose. Let's go to the first rename this expression empty. We are going with the positive scenario this time. So if we pass an array in this, so we will get the true value. So let's see what output we are getting. So our array is not empty, so that's why we are getting the false value. So let's go to the next function, intersection. It return a collection that has only the common item across the specified collection. So let's we go and first create one. Let's we go. Let's rename this. Go to the power effect. Sorry, expressions. Use your interaction intersection. Now let's go to the dynamic content and let's we pass here one more array. So we pass the chunk. Okay, first array we will pass here output of chunk index. From that we need the first one. So let's click on the add. So if you see, we have in the intersection, we will get the two similar items. Let's go and see what output we will get. So our flows run here successfully. Let's go to the intersection and in intersections output, if you see, we are getting the first two records only. So let's I explain one more time. So why we are getting this output. So what expression we have given. So we use our intersection, then we pass the body means these all four items. Okay, then we pass here chunk expression. Okay, means output of chunks expression, and we taken the first array of this one only. Okay, so if you see the first array of these, so we have the first two elements. So this array we have passed. So in intersection function, we need to pass an two arrays. So first we pass the entire list, and in the second one we pass this first two record from the chunk functions. That's why in the intersection we are getting the two values here, friends. If you are, so item, let's first see the practically and then we see definitions and other things. Okay, so as name suggesting item. Okay, so it represents an item in an collection or in an object. Okay, so if you see, we have the this SharePoint list. Okay, and in this SharePoint list, if we need this single record, okay, like Sanika or Sujata ones or the anyone, okay, we want to do some operation on this record. Okay, so in that case, to retrieve this single item, okay, in Power Automate, this line is, you can say, as an item. To get this line, we use item function here. Okay, so let's we first see. Let's we go to the dynamic content, and let's I click on the title here. Okay, so if you see, it is automatically go inside a loop. Okay, and inside a loop, if you see, we have items. Okay, in the for each loop, and it is re- referencing the title. Title is a column. So use your item function as well. Okay, we cover both the functions, item as well as items. So item we represent the entire row and the items. Okay, it retrieves the column from that array. Okay, from this row, if you want single column, then this is, you can see, it is retrieving. So let's test. Let's first I rename these items, and let's rename this to the item, and let's save our Power Automate flow here. Ignore the warning. So friends, you can see, okay, in the first row, okay, if you go, I go to SharePoint. So in this first row, okay, so this is in the output section. You can see all the values are present to us. Okay, ID is 1. Okay, Sanika. So let's say I filter it by the ID first. So you can see Sanika is the first record. So we receive here in the output also we get a first record. So item is, you understand now, item represent entire row. And in the items, only the title column. Okay. So if you see here we have the employee name. Okay. But if I click here, okay, let's say click on the Sanika's record. So internal name of this column, okay, in the URL, you can see it is a title type. Or you can also go to the list settings as well. In the list settings, you can see the title column. It is renamed as a employee here. Okay, first column is title here only, and internal name of that is title only. So we fetch this value here. Okay, now let's go to our another function. So another one is join function. Okay, so we already see the join action in the our last videos. Okay, if you remember in the built-in tools, okay, in the data operations, we have the join action. Also we are similar of this join, we also have the join expression. So let's we use the compose operation here. Okay, and let's I showcase you how to use the join. So let's say I go to the power effects. Let's use here join. So join needs an array. Okay, so for that purpose, let's we pass a create one array here. Okay, in the square bracket we always have an array. Okay, so we have the five numbers. Okay, and I want to join that by using semicolon. So I just simply pass here semicolon. In the join, we first need, first object we need to pass an array, and second object we need to pass an separator by which thing we need to separate. So in the Power Automate, we use an this function for the creation of array, create array. So by using square bracket, it is not accepting, but in JavaScript, we it is accept. Okay, but in Power Automate, we use create array function to creation of the array. So let's we go and let's test this. Seven tests. So in the output, you can see our all the array elements are separated by using semicolon here. Friends. Okay. Now let's see the next function. So next function is the last. Okay. Let's I go edit. So let's understand this function. Okay. So let's we go to the SharePoint here. Let's I remove this. So if you see my last object is here Sujata. Okay. So if I want the last item in an array, okay, so in that case we use the last operation simply. So let's we go use compose here, and let's rename this to the last. Let's go to the input section, power effects, last. Then we will pass, go to dynamic content, and we'll pass a body value, and just click on the add. Let's test the flow, so we'll get the last item from. So friends, if you see in the output section, we get the last record as Sujata with ID 5. Now let's go to the our last function. Okay, then we have the length function. Okay, so length we already cover, okay, if you're watching this series, okay, but those don't know, for them we will cover one more time. So let's go to expression here. Length. So length function is used to count the rows in an array, how many rows are present in our array. So by using length function we will get, so it a length function you can pass a string as well, and as well as array. It will always return number as the output, okay. How many, if you are passing string, how many character present. If you are passing an array, so how many rows are present. By using length function we will get that. So let's go test this. Let's click on save and test. Let's run our Power Automate flow. So friends, you can see we have total 5 records. So output also we get here 5. So now we have the reverse function. Okay. So if you want to reverse the order of this array, so in that case we use the reverse function. So let's say we use, go to the compose. Let's rename this stuff. Let's click on the power effects, and let's go to dynamic content, and let's we simply pass the same array here. Okay, and let's click on the add. Let's click on the test. So friends, if you see our function runs successfully, and now the first value, okay, if you see we are getting as a Sujata with ID 5. We simply reverse the order of our function, okay. So friends, if you have any question, any doubt in this, in an array, okay, if you want to skip some of the records, okay, like first two record if you want to skip, and only last remaining records we need, so in that case we use the skip function, okay. So let's we use our skip, open bracket, then we will use the array here, okay. So our array value, let's we give here, let's give comma, so only skip the first two records, and let's give me the value. So let's we run the flow manually, save and test. So friends, if you see the output here, okay, first two records we skip, we have third, okay, fourth, and the last record you can see, friends, okay. So let's we go to our next function. We go and take the take function here. So let's go to data operation, compose, and take. So you can understand by using take function, it take how many items you want, okay, like first 10 function in the power apps, so same it will work, okay. So take, let's say pass here array, then I need the top four records, okay. So let's we go and use the take function, and let's see how many records we will get here. So friends, you can see in the output, okay, if I scroll down, so the last array with the ID 5 we not get, so this is the fourth one only. So by using take function, we can take the top n number of items, okay. Let's we go and see our next function. We have sort, okay. So let's see the sort function now. Data operation, compose. For the sorting purpose, we use the sort function, and let's see how it's work and how we use this in the Power Automate. So sort, in the sort, let's we go to the dynamic content. Let's use your expression and sort on the basis of title and which order we need. We can pass here ascending, descending. So I want to sort it by the ascending, so by default it will sort by the ascending order. So if we go and click on add, let's test this. Manually 7 test. So friends, you can see our record is sorted, okay. Akshada starting with A is came first, okay, and you can see Kalyani and so on, okay. So now let's we see the union function in the Power Automate. So before that, let's we create an two arrays here, okay. So in simply in the square bracket I'm creating now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's we go create one more. So in this we will pass 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, and let's we pass here 4 and 3 as well, okay. So what basically union function does, okay. So friends, what basically union function does, union functions take an two arrays, okay. Like if you see, I pass here compose 9 and compose 10. So the similar element that are present in the both the arrays, those similar elements it will remove, and it will get all the elements here, okay. So let's we go and see what output we are getting. So we'll get all the elements, only those elements are skipped, those are duplicated, means are present in both arrays, okay. Only single time those value we will get here. So let's we go run a flow, click on done. So friends, you can see our flow is run successfully, and in the output you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the elements we get on those elements are duplicated are removed. So friends, we are continuing this series. If you have any question, any doubt, you can ask in the comment box, and please watch our videos. If you have, keep learning, keep growing, keep exploring. Thank you, friends.